Standing Committee on Finance and Economic Affairs will now come to order. We'll hear from Trillium Energy Alliance, Inc. Thank you very much for coming early and accommodating the committee. We appreciate that. You have, as you may have noticed, 10 minutes for your presentation. There could be 5 minutes of questioning. This time it'll come from the NDP. And just state your name before you begin.
My name is Jeff Mole. I'd like to start with a quote from Sir Adam Beck. "The gifts of nature are for the public." In speaking about Ontario, he said, "Nothing is too big for us. Nothing is too visionary." In our vision, Ontario communities will develop local energy resources for the benefit of all. A co-op is a business run by a group of people who get together to develop a business that meets their needs and provides member benefits. Our members need a sustainable way of developing renewable energy resources, and they benefit by being in control of the projects and the process. The public also benefits because surplus revenues are used to create jobs and build sustainable communities. I'm the founder of Ontario's first non-profit renewable energy cooperative corporation in Muskoka. Trillium Energy Alliance is a group of experienced community power enthusiasts using that template to develop 49 copies of the model in every region of the province. We have built a model that proves the concept works. The province can help by clearing away the financial hurdles that stand in the way of a successful community power projects. I'm asking the committee to consider including the following in the Ontario budget: a loan guarantee program to enable public benefit organizations to fund environmental costs for the development of renewable energy projects; a loan guarantee program to enable public benefit organizations to fund the capital costs of developing renewable energy projects; a grid capacity guarantee program allocating $1 million per megawatt of public benefit community power to fund the capital cost of building or upgrading the transmission capacity to deliver our product; an increase in the budget of Infrastructure Ontario to specifically allocate $100 million to permit loans to public benefit organizations that require capital for development of renewable energy projects; and finally, a one-time allocation of $500,000 to enable Trillium Energy Alliance to fund the cost associated with developing 50 public benefit community power cooperatives in Ontario. According to the Brundtland Commission, sustainable development means that which meets our needs without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. It is not sustainable to allow private corporations to acquire the tangible benefits from public energy resources. The feed-in tariff program represents a big investment on the part of energy consumers of Ontario. We need a feed-in tariff program in Ontario. With it, we can ensure energy projects are financially viable and will benefit communities. Without it, communities will not be in a financial position to build the infrastructure needed for future generations. The co-ops we develop will use cash flow provided by the energy consumers of Ontario to service the debt and associated operating costs. By law, any surplus would be used to enhance the well-being of the community. We have a business case that we think helps the government get better value from the feed-in tariff program and makes the program more sustainable. There are hurdles, but they are not difficult to overcome. I hope that all parties will work together to develop policies that support community power. I expect that all parties will see the benefit in supporting policies that pave the way to enable community power for Ontarians. Implementation of these policies will undoubtedly clear away most of the hurdles that we have identified. We have a dedicated board of directors with considerable experience in community power projects across the province. We need the support of the province to help us facilitate public benefit community power. Specifically, I'd like you to consider if it makes sense to help public benefit cooperatives own these projects so surplus revenues can flow through, help enhance the well-being of host communities for now and for future generations. If so, here's what else we need. We need the government to level the playing field between private benefit power developers and public benefit community power developers. We need directives from the Minister of Natural Resources, Energy, Municipal Affairs, and the Environment. We need the Minister of Natural Resources to tear up applications made by private benefit corporations for public land under the old site release program. We need the right of first refusal to develop public resources for the benefit of all. We need priority access to the grid ahead of private developers. The government can help us ensure that surplus revenues from the FIP program are used to help ensure the sustainability and well-being of local communities across Ontario. I welcome the opportunity to answer your questions and share how we plan to work with your constituents to facilitate public benefit community power. I verily believe that the measures described here today will mean a better tomorrow for Ontario. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. We'll go to Mr. Tabbins of the NDP.
Mr. Moll, thanks very much for the presentation this morning.
Thank you, Mr. Tabbins.
I assume that you've looked at the experience of other countries. Can you tell us how community power, community-based co-ops have helped facilitate the development of renewable power in places like Germany or Denmark?
To be honest with you, I haven't looked hard at Germany and Denmark. I know they do rely on the cooperative model. The difference that we're proposing with what a lot of what's being done around the world is that most cooperatives are selling shares, so the shareholders benefit. What we're doing, we don't have any shares to sell. We have no investors. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme or a retirement plan for certain investors. This is truly for the public benefit. So we need to finance these projects using debt. That's the only way that we can do it. And as long as we have access to that capital, and what if by providing us with these loan guarantee programs, we will now be able to go to outside sources and get the financing that we need to get these projects out of the ground and producing clean energy for Ontario. I hope that answers your question.
No, that does. And you've been talking to people across Ontario, if I understand your presentation correctly.
Yes, absolutely.
And what's the response been?
I've heard the word brilliant numerous times. It's quite easy to recruit board members. We need to recruit 300 to 500 board members to sit on these boards across the province. These are members of the public from the communities that are interested in supporting community power, that want to do the right thing. And so they're there to provide oversight for the corporation so that it acts responsibly and makes sure that the public is engaged in the process. But quite clearly, there is a great deal of support for this initiative.
Okay. I don't have further questions. I thank you for that.
Thank you
very
very much.
useful.
And thank you for your submission.
Thank you.